In today's episode, we are going to talk about where to live and how to buy property in Mexico the smart way. Not all Mexico is the same. Choosing the wrong location and choosing the wrong realtor can really change your experience. Today, let's dive into the different cities and different locations in Mexico and what they have to offer. Because let me tell you, one might offer amazing schools and infrastructures, and others might offer a beach lifestyle that you're dreaming of. So let's talk about the different locations in Mexico, and maybe this will help you pick which is the correct one for you. Let's start with Puerto Vallarta. I'm just going to tell you my experience with Puerto Vallarta. One of the things I love is going to the beach and getting the ostiones right there at the beach with the people that are there, walking down the Malecon and getting an ice cream. It really feels like Mexico. I love the infrastructure of Puerto Vallarta. You've got the airport. So it's very easy to fly into Puerto Vallarta. It's got beautiful, beautiful possibilities of locations for you to buy. There's beautiful apartments with that ocean view. Let's not forget the whales that you'll be able to see from your beautiful apartment, or it has beachfront homes. There are so many possibilities in Puerto Vallarta for you to invest, and it's one of the most beautiful cities there is. I like, for me, the activities. Every night there seems to be activities. So whether there's a mariachi singing or a Mexican festival, or when I was just there for the Festival of the Virgin Mary, and it was fantastic that people were walking in the streets and they were doing all the dances and all the activities. They put the food courts out and everybody comes with their food, the food booths, and you can try all different types of food and desserts and drinks, and the community comes together. Talking about community, it's a very, very strong expat community in Puerto Vallarta. So you have a lot of pros for Puerto Vallarta. You have infrastructure, you have amazing locations, there's a lot of options. It is, however, a little bit more expensive than it would be in other cities such as Playa del Carmen or Merida. Puerto Vallarta is a little bit more expensive. However, it is close to one of the major cities and it's very accessible to get to. So Puerto Vallarta can be the absolute perfect place for you to move. And now I want to talk about Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen was my home for 11 years. And I have to tell you, it was the happiest moment of my life. I've been living in Houston, and my friend was getting married in Playa del Carmen. And I said, okay, I'll go with you and let's go check out locations and stuff. And when I got there, I was like, this is really a magical place. This is where I want to be. And I said, God, I'd love to live here. And she goes, why don't you? And I go, that's right. Why don't I? I'm an adult. I can pick wherever I want to live. So I grabbed my two children and I moved to Playa del Carmen, and it was the most beautiful experience for the three of us. I want to tell you a lot about Playa del Carmen, but let's start with the infrastructure and the location. To me, it's been very, very important how accessible it is. Being in Playa del Carmen was perfect for me because I like adventure. So I could take the ferry to go to Cozumel. I could drive real quick, 45 minutes to get to Tulum, and then I could drive 45 minutes to get to Cancun. It's really funny. People from Tulum come to Playa del Carmen to go to the movie theater, and people from Playa del Carmen go to Cancun to go to Costco. Just a little fun information, which I always thought was hilarious. But let's talk about what to do in Playa del Carmen. It is an established city, very international. For me, having children, I love, love, love Playa because it had the schools that were international where my children could learn Spanish, but knowing English was not going to be difficult for them. So it was very, very important for me, the schools. And boy, did they adapt. They're so happy that they got to go to schools and meet people from all over the world. Right now, my son has friends from everywhere, from France, from Germany, from Italy, from, Brazil, because Playa del Carmen is one of the most international places in Mexico. I also like the non-judgmental feeling that I get in Playa. And I'm just going to get really real with you guys. Playa, you can be who you are. And I love that about Playa. You can go in your sandals and your t-shirt and nobody cares. You can walk the streets, up and down the streets, have a coffee. It's very walkable, the city. And everybody's so nice. It's one of these beautiful places that has amazing energy. And to me, it was all about the lifestyle that I wanted. I, for example, lived in a place called Playacar. Playacar is a closed gated community that has the golf course in it. It has access to the beach. So having my golf cart, I could go to the beach any time of day that I wanted and then go back to my house. It really was that dream that so many of us dream of when we're US and we're thinking, or in Canada or in Europe, and we're thinking, oh my God, I want to live in Mexico. This is where you can find your real Mexico in Playa del Carmen. It's just fantastic. And it's an easy move if you don't speak Spanish and you just want to join an expat community and really get to live the lifestyle. It's very lively. It's very fun. I always say with Playa del Carmen, it could be Saturday night every night. If your birthday falls on a Tuesday, there's something to do on a Tuesday or a Monday. But also when you're working and you have your everyday life, it's not just going out and having a drink or a nice dinner. You can really have an amazing community. There's communities of families and moms and everybody helping each other. So I really think that Playa del Carmen can be great for families. And now let's talk about Tulum. I was just in Tulum this weekend. What word? What word am I going to use for Tulum? Magic, peace, relaxation, zen. I mean, I cannot tell you how amazed I was by the Tulum that I experienced this weekend versus a couple of years ago. I mean, it blew my mind. I was one of the people that really believed in Tulum at the beginning, and I invested a lot in Tulum. I have apartments in Tulum. I own land in Tulum. I've always believed in Tulum. And also that feeling that you get, the people that are there, it just feels amazing. So I want to tell you more about Tulum. So the infrastructure in the streets is not all there, but some people love that. That's the charm of Tulum. You know, it feels real. It feels like, you know, you're going and there might be a pothole, but you're in Mexico. Enjoy it, you know? Now, to learn more about the city, Tulum doesn't have oceanfront and beachfront apartments or homes that you can buy. I mean, there are some in the close areas of Tulum, but the main area of Tulum does not. So don't expect to be going to a high rise and having that ocean view. That's not what Tulum is about. What Tulum is more about is having the bicycle, you know, going on your bicycle and going to the beach, going to the different restaurants. I felt this weekend like the restaurants were really happening. It felt cool. It just Tulum was one of those places that makes you feel cool. You know, they had all these little restaurants. For example, there's one that I love, Valeta Market. It's probably my favorite. And inside this location, they have five like restaurant types inside, but then they have the tables, they have the bar, they have DJs, they have all the time they're having music or DJs. The night that I went, they had the flamenco dancer, and it was just an amazing vibe. I walk out, and then there's a market where the people were selling all the jewelry, and then they were selling incense and stones. And I just started talking to this one lady that was working there, and she was talking about meditations and the energy and all these different things that I could do in my life to feel more peace and happiness. And, you know, and I just felt the way that she cared and the way that people in Tulum care for the tourism is something very beautiful. They want to help you find that zen. They want to help you find that peace, and you can also be yourself. Nobody cares. I love that, where nobody cares. If you want to be in a long gown walking around, or if you want to be in a tiny bikini, or if you want to be in a suit, nobody cares. Everybody's accepted in Tulum, and that's something that's absolutely beautiful. Now, let's talk about real estate in Tulum. Very, very important. And if you're an investor, listen up. Out of everything I'm going to tell you today, number one place to invest as an investor will be Tulum, and I'm going to tell you why. Tulum right now is going on a slope down market. Okay. So this is where investors need to take advantage. Because Tulum's market is down, prices right now are at what they were a few years ago. But it's not going to stay like that. And after what I experienced this weekend, Tulum is going up very soon. So if you're an investor and you're not in a rush to make that capital gain really fast back, but you're an intelligent investor, this is the time to buy in Tulum. I'm going to give you an example. One of my clients bought a condo about 3 years ago for $150,000. On top of that, they added $25,000 in furniture and putting everything together. It's a one-bedroom apartment in the beautiful area of Valeta. It has its own pool, great for walking everywhere, and they have to sell it. Because the market has been slow, they've gone down, down, down on the price. That apartment is now $99,000. This is an apartment that 3 years ago was literally, you know, $40,000, $50,000 more. And now it's at $99,000, everything included, turnkey ready. This is one of those once in a lifetime opportunities. I see locations that are gorgeous that have 15 years of free financing. I see locations that are 30% off. So this is a buyer's market all the way in Tulum. So if you want to invest and make some money, Tulum is something to watch out for because it is a great opportunity. Beautiful beaches, beautiful people, amazing ambiance. And let me tell you, when you go to Tulum, you are going to feel very cool. And now let's talk about Cozumel. Slow life, island life. Can we talk about the most beautiful beaches? Okay, so I have so much to say about Cozumel because when I retire, I want to retire in Cozumel. That is where I'm going to retire. It is absolutely gorgeous. First of all, the color of the water. It is so beautiful. Now, when back in the days, there was a lot of sargasso, the seaweed coming to a lot of places in the world, not just in Mexico, but a lot of places in the world were getting seaweed. Cozumel, being an island, was not getting any. So I would go on my ferry from Playa del Carmen to Cozumel, and there was no seaweed there ever. Second, Cozumel has an international airport. So if you're like, for example, in Houston, every day there's direct flights from Houston. So having that international airport, you can go straight to Cozumel and start your vacation or start living there or go visit your family, have your family come visit you. When I say island life, I mean, it is just fantastic. First of all, safety. It is so safe in Cozumel. I love it. Everything from going in a taxi, it just feels like people are honest. Real prices, nobody's taking advantage of anybody. It's a quiet city that has so much potential. So why would I want to go move into to Cozumel and retire in Cozumel one day? The peace, I feel that it is one of the most beautiful beaches out of everywhere I've been to in the world. This is what I like. Let's say you get to Cozumel, and no matter where in the island you are, you get your snorkel, okay, and you just dive in the water. There are fish everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I'm talking every single color. It feels like you've gone into an aquarium and they're all swimming around you. It is the most beautiful, fantastic feeling there is being in Cozumel. The people are super nice. And yes, it is an important cruise port. So there's always cruisers coming in. But it doesn't take away from you being able to live there. Now, there's a lot of great locations and great places to invest in Cozumel. A lot of them do have views of the ocean. Some of them are a few blocks in. But no matter where you are in Cozumel, you are so close by to the beach all the time. You'll see a lot of people grab a golf cart and go around the island or get a motorcycle to go around the island. They have great locations. They have good prices in Cozumel as well. It's one of those places that you can really get a good deal to live this life. Now, who should move and who should not move to Cozumel? So if you're an international person and you have younger kids and you want them to go to in an international school, maybe don't go to Cozumel because that would probably be better in Playa del Carmen. Cozumel is good for vacationing, for renting an Airbnb, for long-term rentals. Also, if you're retired or maybe you're a couple that's no longer working or you work from home, great place to live. But Cozumel is very slow paced. So don't expect to be going clubbing or having big activities. You'd have to go on your ferry to go back to Playa del Carmen, to go to Cancun if you want, for example, a concert of somebody famous, or if you want to go to the theater. Cozumel is it's a beach, it's beach life. Cozumel is an island, so it's going to be much slower pace. So Cozumel just might be for you. Let's go now to Bacalar. Bacalar, oh, what can I say? It is so relaxing to go to Bacalar. It is famous for the Lagoon of the Seven Colors. You go into this water and you think like it's see-through turquoise beach water, but it's actually a lagoon. And the reason they call it of the seven colors is because underneath the lagoon there's cenotes. So the deeper the cenote is, the deeper the color looks. It's fantastic. One of these places that you can go and just feel zen, just feel calm. It's not an island. It's actually close to Mahahual. You can fly into Chetumal, you can fly into Tulum and drive there. But it is one of these places that is just great to relax. A lot of lagoon front homes. They have, most of these houses do have like to go on the kayak and stuff. Very, very typical of Bacalar is also being able to get on a boat and go to what's called like Pirates Island. And you can see like the Pirates Canal. You go in and you walk around, and it's just fantastic. It's really great to relax. If you're looking for a lot of activities, this is not the place for you. This is more a place to relax. Great for investment. Bacalar has grown so much in the market lately. Let me tell you, what Bacalar was 5 years from now and what it is now is day and night. It has beach clubs now. It has things to do. It's got beautiful, delicious restaurants, but you still feel beach vibe. It's not like very city modern at all. You're gonna feel relaxed. You're gonna have things to do, but you're gonna feel relaxed. And to me, it's about grabbing a book, going on a kayak, meditating, and enjoying the beautiful Bacalar. So great location to invest, great location to live, depending on if you have to get travel, it's not too close to an airport. So it's for somebody that, that doesn't have to travel a lot because it might be complicated if you have to travel all the time. Chetumal does not have as many international airports as Cancun does, but it's still a great location to go. And I love Bacalar. It could be the next investment where you just say, take me there. Check out some Bacalar properties with me. And now we're going to go to the next city, which is Cancun. A lot of you guys think all-inclusive hotels, spring break paradise, but Cancun is much, much more. Cancun is a real city, amazing infrastructure. And I mean, everybody knows the beaches of Cancun. It has the most beautiful color blue that I've ever seen in my life. If you have a yacht or you like yachting and you like the water sports, Cancun is a perfect place. There's so many ports where you can have your boat, your yacht. And that's one of the things that I really love about Cancun. Being able to get on a boat, take my son fishing, or just going with my friends, renting out, the yacht for the day. How much does a yacht cost? It can cost anywhere from like $1,500, $2,000, depending on the size of the yacht. And you can go to the island, which is Isla Mujeres, which will take you from Cancun to Isla Mujeres. Cancun has an international airport and one of the biggest ones with most connecting flights in the entire world. So, I mean, this is what I love. I always fly out of Cancun. If you want to go Cancun, Italy, Cancun, France, Cancun, anywhere in the United States, Cancun, New York, Cancun, Houston. I mean, Cancun has the most direct flights to anywhere in the world, and the prices are fantastic. I mean, I have flown from Cancun to Houston for $75. I've also flown Cancun to Italy for $300. So it is one of the best hubs in the world. So Cancun is a real city. It has culture, it has food. And let's talk about food and culture because it really has for everybody's taste. You can really pick the lifestyle that you want in Cancun, but it's more city. So you'll notice people being a little bit more dressed up than you would, for example, in Holbox or Bacalar or Playa del Carmen. People dress up a little bit more. It has more higher end restaurants. It has more exclusive events. It just has a different type of lifestyle. A lot of wealthy people move to Cancun. You can find high rises there that are in the million and above price range very easily. So you can really find what you're looking for in Cancun. If you're looking for an apartment at $100,000, or if you're looking for very, very, very high end, top brands in the world are opening in Cancun. For example, Nautica just is opening right now their brand new high rise. We have Shark Tower, SLS. I mean, they're the top of the top developments are coming to Cancun. Why are they coming? Because there's a need and people are buying it. So Cancun being an amazing hub, it is a real city to live in. It is absolutely beautiful. You have the best of the beach life. You have the best of living there too. It has all the infrastructure and it's one of the best places to invest as well. Cancun is a great investment opportunity, but it's one of my favorite places as far as living with children, or just living in general the whole year if you're coming to live in Mexico. So don't always think that Cancun is spring breakers, because that is only a tiny little piece of Cancun in a tiny little area for for a few weeks a year. The real Cancun is fantastic. So Cancun, keep it on your list. Have you guys heard of Holbox? Holbox is this little island, probably about 3 hours from Playa del Carmen. It takes a little bit to get there because you drive and then you're going to get on a ferry to go to Holbox. The reason Holbox became popular, a little more popular back in the days, was because Bono from U2 went to Holbox and announced to the world, "Oh, Holbox, the island!" And all of a sudden, all these people started coming, and the people in Holbox got really upset. They're like, "We don't want all these tourists here." So this is a funny story about Holbox. But Holbox, it is going back in time. You don't even think it's 2026 in Holbox. Why is this? First of all, there's no cars in Holbox, okay? There's no cars. There's no airport in Holbox. So to get to Holbox, it's a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's going to take a second to get to Holbox. But when you get there, boy, is it like going back in time. I went to a hotel there once with my son, and I remember walking into this great hotel called Las Nubes, and it was so funny because my son was really young and he had brought his Xbox thinking he was going to be playing, and we show up and they're like, "There's no TVs in the room." And he's like, what? And they're like, no, there's no TVs at all in the hotel. And I can't tell you how much I love that. This is the kind of place Holbox is. You get on a bicycle, or their main sort of transportation is golf cars, but golf carts. So they have the golf carts, the taxis are golf carts. You can rent one as soon as you get out of the ferry. You can just walk a few steps and you can rent a golf cart, and you just move around on the island with that. It is so easy to go all around the island. It's very safe. It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous to drive. It's not dangerous to be out. They have their famous lobster pizza. It's one of the famous things. You can't go to Holbox without having the lobster pizza. But then they have all the tours. The bioluminescent water is there, and they do the tours at night where you can move and shake around the water and you see all the bioluminescence. They have the shark whales that you can swim with. I mean, it is adventure galore, mixed with tranquility, mixed with paradise. I would say you think of Holbox, you think of paradise, and there's a lot of things happening. It's not all rough and tough in Holbox. They are beautiful, beautiful hotels. I'm talking 5-star, top of the line experience. But you also can go to the little shack in the corner. Now, investment wise, is this a good place to invest? Yes. Why is it a good place to invest? Because more people want to go than what's actually available in Holbox. So if you invest in Holbox, you're going to have a great return on your investment. And now we're going to finish with Merida, Yucatan. We've talked about a lot of the places that are in Quintana Roo, but today I want to talk to you about Merida and Progreso, which is only 30 minutes away from Merida. I lived in Playa del Carmen and loved it for 11 years. And I have recently moved to Merida, and I love this city as well. What has Merida done for me? It's given me peace. It's given me more infrastructure, more things to do. And yes, I'm going to admit it, the food. The food is the best. The best of the best of the best of the best out of everywhere in Mexico. Merida, 5 stars with the food. And guys, I'm a foodie, so I am going to gain weight here. I love Merida. Let's talk about Merida. Okay, number 1, safest city in all of Mexico. Google it, it's a fact. Second thing that's most important is that it's the safest city in America after Quebec City. So that right there, for people that are like, oh my God, safety is important for me, Merida is the place for you. Funny fact, the schools are not as international as they are in Playa del Carmen. Yes, they have schools that speak English, but there's much fewer, and it's not to the extent. The English, there's more people speaking English in Quintana Roo than there are in Yucatan. And I think that's a cultural thing too, where there's not that many English speaking people. However, the expat community that has been coming in for the last 2 years, and I'm talking flocking in, Merida is full of expats now. I see this on a daily basis. So what can I tell you about Merida? First of all, the people are coming, they're coming to live. They're not coming to vacation. They're coming to live, and they're moving to Mexico. I've had so many clients that go, I've never been to Merida before, and they're coming to just check out the city, and they're leaving buying houses and apartments and excited to move and have this be their new home. So Merida has great locations. Let's talk about prices. Prices in Merida are fantastic. They're way lower than all the other places that I've mentioned to you. So Merida, you get a lot for your money. Let me give you an example. $220,000. What does that get you in Merida? It gets you a beautiful house, 3 bedrooms with a pool, beautiful finishes. That's what you can have in Merida. So really, you get a lot for your money here. You get a lot of safety, and you get a lot of life experiences. Let me tell you about this. Museums. There is a main street here called Paseo Montejo. On the weekends, they close it up, and you can go on your bicycle with your children. They have the horse carriages. They have the gastronomic corridor where you have all the restaurants and bars that you can just walk to. They have events every single weekend in Centro. But let's say you want the more modern life, or you want to go out dancing. El Norte, Temozon, and Montes de Ame, and Cabo Norte, all that area in Merida has the modern feel. It has the nice restaurants. There's a lot of things to do, nightclubs, of museums. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And it's a city that all the big concerts come to. So, for example, last week Shakira was here. Yesterday, Ricky Martin was here. So they have the top concerts in the world come to Merida. So things to do, parks. I mean, so many free things to do. There are parks everywhere. So if you have children or if you have dogs, it is amazing. You can go to the different parks with your dogs, with your children. A lot of culture. It's one of the places with the most culture. And if you talk about tourism, it's a different type of tourism. The tourism that comes to Merida, I would say, is very educated tourism. So, international airport, yes, they have an international airport in Merida as well. And I think it has direct flights to Houston, it has direct flights to Miami, to Los Angeles, Orlando. So there's a few direct flights that you can take. And in the worst case scenario, when you go to Cancun, they have the amazing Aveo buses. You just hop on a bus and in 4 hours you're in Cancun. I love the Aveo buses. I go on them all the time. So investing in Merida, who is Merida for? Okay, Merida is for families, 1,000,000%. It is a great place to raise your children. It is a great place if you are elderly as well. It has all the hospitals. One of the top doctors in the entire Mexico are in Merida, no matter what it is, whether it's just a regular doctor, an eye doctor, a cancer. I mean, they have so many hospitals and they have amazing doctors here. And talking about healthcare, I'm just going to say, I get my doctor to come over to my house for less than $50. He comes to the house and checks my children and I if we get sick. And just those little things are what really make the quality of life. Going to the market here, it has one of the biggest markets in Mexico. I mean, it is blocks and blocks of market. If you want to talk about fresh mangoes, fresh bananas, vegetables, it is so much fun. And you know, I like saving money. And to me, the prices that I get for the quality that I get, that's what I'm talking about. Prices with quality, it is a great place to live. Your money will last a lot longer here in Merida than in other places in the world. And with the safety, with the airports, with the people that are here, I think it's one of the top places to invest in Mexico for sure. So now that we've learned about all the different cities where you can purchase in Mexico, feel free to contact me below and let me know if you want to see any of the places, if you want to check out some properties in any of these locations. My name is Marie Nicole Alvarez. This is Powerhouse Mexico, how to live and invest in Mexico. See you next time. Bye.